Hi, I'm the Heckin' Captain, and you may not know me for anything yet, but that's just fine. Alright! So one day, I sat down and decided, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I blank? And I filled in that blank with talking about games I like. But then I realized, if people don't care about the game I'm talking about, then they probably won't watch the video. So here I am, talking about depth and complexity in video games as an excuse to talk about Balatro, my beloved. But before I can talk about Balatro, I need to talk about what the fuck I'm rambling about. Firstly, depth. I want you to picture this. Just sat down, turned on your computer, and opened Steam, or God forbid, the Epic Game Store. If that's the case. I'm sorry for your loss. Anyways, you go look at the storefront, find a new game with a cool trailer, and you buy it in seconds without thinking. You download and launch the game and play for about an hour and a half, and then gain bored and refunding it. I say about 80% of that is because the game's too shallow. Shallower than that inflatable kiddie pool that's stuffed in some closet somewhere. You know the one I'm talking about. Anyways, oversimplified definition of depth to me is how much there is to do in a game. This can be achieved in many ways. Simplest ways to make the game have more complexity. This can be in the form of like new mechanics, encounters, and even the level design. Complexity can be trickled in like by making the player unlock like this new ability or something similar. But the issue becomes when something is too complex for the player. This can then leave the player confused and unmotivated to play more. So TLDR, depth is good, makes players play more. Too much complexity, bad, makes player play less. So, how does Balatro have tons of depth, but it's a simple premise? Well, the premise of the game being super simple is like most of the simplicity. In Balatro, you start with a standard deck of 52 cards, 13 cards of each suit, and a total of 4 suits. Every round, you'll have a hand of 8 cards to play, up to 5 cards to make poker hands. Who thought it was okay to call these both hands? This is just gonna confuse people. Anyway, depending on what poker hand you play and what cards this poker hand is composed of, you'll earn score, which is dictated by a simple multiplication formula. Chips times mult. The rarer the hand, the more it will score. Thankfully, the game will do math for you and add it to your total score. Every round, or as the game calls them, blinds, has a score goal that you must reach before you run out of hands. Oh god, there's 3 things called hands! Why? By default, you have 4 hands every blind. Now, you probably aren't wondering, what if I draw bad cards? Don't worry. You can discard up to 5 cards of your choice and draw replacements up to 3 times per blind by default. Now, you may have noticed, after winning a blind, you get to go to the shop. Starting at the top here in the shop, this is where you buy most of your stuff. You can find usually 3 different kinds of cards here by default. Jokers, tarot cards, and planet cards. Jokers usually go into one of the 5 slots at the very top, and have effects that usually will help your scoring. Every Joker usually follows the same format of a condition, an effect if that condition is met, and maybe a special effect which may or may not have a condition. For example, the Joker Graz Michael, or a banana as everyone knows it as, gives plus 15 mult for every hand played. Condition, a hand is played, effect plus 15 mult. But it has a special effect with a condition. The condition being, at the end of the round, roll a 1 in 6 chance to make the Joker go extinct, which will cause it to be deleted permanently. Or well, mostly, you can find it again at the shop if you're lucky enough. Jokers can have other effects, such as the Golden Joker, which instead of helping you score, It helps you make money by giving you plus $4 every round. Anyways, tarot cards. They have a variety of effects. Some can change the suit of 3 selected cards, enhance cards to add extra effects to their scoring, like plus 30 chips or plus 4 mult. Or they can have an effect where if they stay in your hand, they give you 1.5x mult or $3 if you end the round with them in your hand. On the other hand, planet cards. They level up poker hands that you can play. So like you can find Pluto. What does Pluto do? Gives the high card, which is 1 unique card. The lowest scoring hand, might I add. It adds 1 extra mult and plus 15 chips. Permanently, or semi-permanently. There's only one way to lose a level on a poker hand. But overall, improves the scoring by quite a bit. And you can stack multiple levels of planet cards. So, which means you can get your high cards to be scoring more than a 4 of a kind, if you get enough copies of Pluto. Now, down in the bottom right of the shop, you'll find usually 2 card packs. There are multiple different kinds of card packs that will contain cards from their designated category. These packs can contain tarot cards, planet cards, playing cards, like the stuff you have in your deck, and they can be enhanced too, jokers, and spectral card. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what the fuck is a spectral card? Why have you not mentioned this yet? Calm down. About to explain those. Spectral cards are similar to tarot cards, where they can kind of just do everything. But they have more volatile effects. One such spectral card is called Sigil. What Sigil will do is it will take every card in your hand and it will convert them randomly into a single suit. If you're trying to make flushes out of a diamonds, you can easily ruin an entire run by converting 7 different diamonds into clubs, trying to convert 4 other cards into diamonds. True story. But sometimes, when you are super lucky, it can make a run. Alright, final shop slot in the bottom left is reserved for vouchers, which have a passive effect. Like, you can gain an extra hand to play, make one kind of card more likely to appear in the top segment of the shop, like more tarot cards, planet cards, stuff like that. Now, I know I just explained a lot in more depth than the game does in the tutorial. They literally only walk you through 2 lines before letting go, shoving you out into the game. Like, you're on your own now. Figure it out yourself. But that's just how simple it is. Now, the base mechanics alone don't have much depth, but it's how they're all put together. Because of how the game's put together, the game wants you to look at something and ask yourself the question, what would happen if I had blank and blank? When you start playing the game, it's initially about discovery. Discovery phase, as I call it, is about asking a lot of what ifs. What if I had... What if? What if I move my jokers around, change the order they're listed in? What if this card was made of glass? What if I removed 5 random cards from my deck? What if I had 4 bananas? What would happen? As you discover what goofy things jokers can do, and as this happens, you begin to make an overarching strategy for your runs. After this discovery phase, you begin to experiment, trying out new strategies, maybe refining your current strategy that you seem to like this joker works pretty well with getting a metric shit ton of mult from jokers. or something like that. But this always comes back to more what-if questions. You try out jokers that you thought were bad and begin to draw new conclusions about them. And maybe do the same about, like, jokers you thought were good and realize they're actually hot garbage. Eventually, you will begin to build a deep understanding of the game. Eventually to the point where you look at an arbitrary combination of jokers in your deck and it's like, ah, I need this exact joker and it will be perfect, or something along the lines. The game's depth comes from its nature as a roguelite. Every unseeded run you play will never be the same as the last one. The near infinite combinations of jokers, tarot cards, planets, vouchers, and spectrals is where the game finds its endless depth. It's the near infinite combinations, near infinite possibilities. There's just so much to do. God damn it. I'll just play one. Oh god, I've been playing for 4 hours. Unscripted outro, go! Huh. You've made it to the end of the video. Thank you. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't entirely know what I'm doing. This is my first video I've ever made where I've done a voiceover. It's probably mid at best. Oh, regardless, if you enjoyed it, what are YouTubers? Oh, don't they say something along the lines of smash that like button? I don't care if you do or not. I just wanted to make the like button do the funny rainbow thing that it does when you say smash that like button. Is that still a thing? I hope that's still a thing. Anyways, I'll see you all around. This is Captain Main signing off.